In the vast, cold expanse of the Galactic Council's central chamber, Una Park stood alone. Her 17-year-old frame seemed small against the towering alien representatives, but her eyes burned with a determination that belied her youth. The chamber was a massive circular room, its walls lined with holographic displays showing star charts and diplomatic records from 1,000 different worlds. Una was there as an assistant to her father, HFY Park, the human diplomatic envoy. Her translucent blue diplomatic badge caught the light, marking her as part of Earth's official delegation. The other species watched her with a mixture of curiosity and thinly veiled contempt. The Centauri representative, a massive creature with crystalline skin that shifted colors with each movement, leaned forward. Its translator crackled to life, speaking in a cold, mechanical voice. The human delegation will address the Council's concerns about recent resource claims. HFY began to speak, his voice calm and measured. But Una noticed something was wrong. The alien delegates were exchanging strange glances. Their body language, subtle shifts, and almost imperceptible movements suggested something was about to happen. Without warning, a Valerian guard stepped forward. Its forearms moved with unnatural speed, activating a device that sent a pulse of energy directly at Una. She had no time to react, no time to understand what was happening. The energy wave struck her. For a moment, everything seemed to freeze. Una's body crumpled to the ground, her diplomatic badge falling beside her with a soft metallic clink. The chamber fell silent. HFY's scream of anguish echoed through the hall. He rushed toward his daughter, but alien guards immediately restrained him. The Centauri representative spoke again, its voice devoid of emotion. The human child has been neutralized for suspected diplomatic interference. On Earth, thousands of miles away, a network of hidden military and government officials received encrypted transmissions. The message was clear. Una Park was dead, executed by the Galactic Council on fabricated charges. In a secure underground facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, Hyun-Woo Kim received the transmission. He was the director of Earth's most secretive defense program, a project that had been preparing for exactly this moment. His fingers moved across holographic displays, activating protocols that had been decades in the making. The facility around him hummed to life. Massive blast doors began to open, revealing technology that had been hidden from the rest of the galaxy. Prototype starships with capabilities far beyond anything the Galactic Council had ever seen started to power up. HFY Park was taken to a secure holding facility within the Galactic Council's complex, but his mind was already racing. He knew something that the other alien races did not. Humanity had been preparing, waiting, and now they would have their moment. In cities across Earth, military and civilian communication networks began to activate. The killing of a young diplomat would not go unanswered. Families gathered around communication screens, their faces a mixture of shock and growing anger. The Galactic Council believed they had sent a message. They thought they had silenced humanity, but they had no idea of the storm that was about to be unleashed. Hyun-Woo Kim watched the initial reports. His team had spent years developing technologies that would make the alien races tremble. Quantum, drive systems that could traverse impossible distances, adaptive weapon platforms that could predict and counter any known defensive strategy, AI systems that could outthink entire planetary defense networks. Una's death was not just a personal tragedy. It was the spark that would ignite a response unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. As the first day ended, Earth transformed. Every military facility, every hidden shipyard, every secret research center began to move with a single purpose. The diplomatic approach was over. The time for conversation had passed. Revenge would be swift. Revenge would be total. The galaxy had just made a fatal mistake. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, a world most people never knew existed was coming to life. Massive underground shipyards that had been hidden for decades now hummed with intense activity. Seokjin Lee, the chief engineer of Earth's most secret project, watched as massive starships began to power up. These were not ordinary ships. Each vessel represented decades of hidden research, technologies so advanced they would make the Galactic Council's most sophisticated weapons look like children's toys. Quantum drives pulsed with energy. Adaptive shield systems flickered to life, and weapon platforms that could turn entire star systems to dust slowly emerged from their protective chambers. In a control room lined with holographic displays, Jayhawk Park stood silently. The grief of losing his daughter had transformed into a cold, calculated rage. He had been part of this secret program for years, helping to build humanity's ultimate insurance policy against potential threats. "Activate Project Nighthawk," he commanded, his voice steady and low. Screens across the facility came alive. Hundreds of starships began to move, each one designed with a specific purpose. Some were massive battle cruisers capable of destroying entire planetary defense systems. Others were smaller, more agile ships designed for precision strikes and infiltration. Hyunwoo Kim walked into the control room, a tablet displaying complex tactical information in his hand. "We have full activation in 37 minutes, he reported. "All systems are responding better than we anticipated." The facility was a marvel of human engineering. Built deep underground, protected by multiple layers of rock, advanced cooling systems, and quantum dampening fields, it had remained completely undetected by the Galactic Council. Massive tunnels connected different sections, allowing ships to move between construction bays and launch points. Seok-Jin Lee began running final system checks. Each ship had been built with multiple redundant systems. If one part failed, another would immediately take over. The ships were living machines, designed to adapt and survive in the most hostile environments imaginable. "Weapon systems at 98% readiness," a young technician called out. Her fingers danced across holographic controls, bringing complex systems online with practiced ease. The ships represented more than just military technology. They were the result of humanity's most brilliant minds working in total secrecy. Researchers who had been told they were developing theoretical technologies now saw their work become a real, functioning weapon of galactic vengeance: quantum communication. Systems that could send messages faster than light. Adaptive AI that could predict and counter enemy strategies in milliseconds. Shield technologies that could absorb and redirect entire energy attacks. These were not just improvements on existing technologies. They were complete reimaginings of what was possible. Jayhawk walked among the holographic displays, his reflection showing a man transformed by loss. The diplomatic approach was over. The Galactic Council had made a fatal mistake in killing his daughter, and now they would face the consequences. "Full system integration in 15 minutes, Hyunwoo announced. The entire facility seemed to pulse with energy, a sleeping giant finally awakening. Outside the facility, the ocean above remained calm. No one would suspect the massive military operation happening miles beneath the waves. Satellite systems had been carefully manipulated to show nothing unusual. To the rest of the world, this was just another quiet day. But it wasn't. Seok-Jin looked at Jayhawk. No words were needed. They both understood what was about to happen. Humanity was about to show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of. "Final system check complete," a computer voice announced. The secret fleet of Earth was ready, and the galaxy would never see them coming. The first wave of human ships emerged from quantum tunnels like ghosts, surrounding key Galactic Council infrastructure. Sang-Ho Choi, the fleet's tactical commander, watched the holographic displays with cold precision. No warning would be given. No mercy would be shown. Massive starships appeared simultaneously across multiple star systems. Each vessel moved with a coordinated precision that defied traditional understanding of space combat. The alien defense networks didn't even have time to recognize the threat before systems began to collapse. Communication arrays exploded in silent bursts of energy. Defensive platforms disintegrated before they could activate primary shields. The human technology was so advanced, so completely unexpected, that the Galactic Council's military infrastructure fell apart in minutes. Sang-Ho's fingers moved across the tactical interface. Each strike was calculated, each target selected with surgical precision. The ships moved like living things, adapting to potential counterattacks before they could even be conceived. On the May, primary Centauri defense platform. Alarms screamed in multiple languages. Technicians ran between consoles, their hands desperately trying to activate emergency protocols. But it was already too late. The human ships had anticipated every possible response. Quantum communication systems allowed the human fleet to coordinate with impossible speed. Where one ship attacked, others would instantly adjust, creating a network of destruction that seemed almost supernatural to the alien defenders. Hyunwoo Kim watched from the underground control center on Earth. His adaptive AI systems were predicting and neutralizing potential alien counterattacks before they could even be fully conceived. It was like watching a master chess player destroy an opponent who hadn't even realized the game had started. The first hour of the attack was a complete massacre. Alien defense systems that had taken centuries to build collapsed in moments. Human ships moved through space like liquid metal, changing shape and configuration to bypass even the most advanced defensive technologies. Massive energy weapons that could destroy entire planetary systems remained mostly unused. This was not about total destruction. This was a precise message. Humanity could destroy everything, but chose to show only a fraction of its true capability. Communication channels between alien worlds became nothing more than static. The Galactic Council's network collapsed faster than anyone could have imagined. Their most secure systems were completely compromised, their most advanced technologies rendered useless. Sang-ho watched the tactical displays. Each green marker represented a human ship. Each red marker represented an alien defensive position. The green was quickly consuming the red with almost no resistance. Total system compromise in 97% of targeted locations, a computer voice announced. The attack wasn't just military. Sophisticated cyber weapons penetrated every level of alien communication and defense networks. Banks of quantum computers worked faster than any known technology, breaking through firewalls and security systems that were supposed to be unbreakable. In the underground facility, Jae-hak Park watched the displays. The grief for his daughter had transformed into something colder. This was not just revenge. This was a complete restructuring of galactic power. Alien leaders began to panic. Emergency communications became desperate pleas. But there was no one left to hear them. The human fleet had systematically destroyed every communication hub, every defensive coordination center. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer a species to be ignored or threatened. As the first wave of attacks concluded, only a fraction of the human fleet's true capabilities had been revealed. Sang-ho knew they were holding back. This was just the beginning. "Prepare second phase deployment," he commanded. The quantum tunnels began to shimmer. More ships prepared to emerge. The galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The galaxy trembled. Diplomatic channels burned like paper in flames. Alien leaders scrambled across their communication networks but found only static and destruction. The human response had been so swift, so complete, that most species couldn't comprehend what was happening. Hyunwoo Kim's adaptive AI systems continued to predict and neutralize every potential alien counterattack before it could even form. It was like watching a chess master play against blindfolded opponents who didn't even know the rules of the game. On the fallen Centauri communication hub, surviving technicians watched in horror as human ships moved like liquid shadows between star systems. These were not traditional military vessels. They were living machines that could change shape, redirect energy, and predict movement with impossible accuracy. Sang-ho Choi monitored the second wave of attacks. Each strike was more precise than the last. Entire planetary defense networks collapsed within minutes. The human fleet didn't just destroy, they systematically dismantled every strategic point with surgical precision. Quantum communication systems allowed human ships to coordinate in ways no other species could understand. Where one ship attacked, others would instantly adjust, creating a network of destruction that seemed almost supernatural. The aliens' most advanced technologies looked like children's toys compared to human innovations. The Valerian defense platforms, once considered the most advanced in the galaxy, became nothing more than floating debris. Their shield technologies, developed over centuries, were bypassed in seconds by human quantum weapons that could literally phase through matter. Jae-Hak Park watched from the underground control center. His daughter's death had transformed humanity's approach to galactic politics. No more diplomacy, no more negotiations. Just a cold, calculated response that would rewrite every existing power structure. Alien leaders began emergency meetings, but their communication networks were already compromised. Human cyber weapons had penetrated every secure system. They could see everything, predict everything, and destroy everything. The most terrifying aspect was the selectivity of the human attack. They weren't destroying entire planets or committing genocide. This was a precise surgical strike designed to completely dismantle the Galactic Council's infrastructure. Seokjin Lee monitored the technological aspects of the attack. Each human ship was essentially a living computer, with adaptive AI systems that could think and react faster than any biological intelligence. They weren't just weapons. They were intelligent entities designed for total strategic dominance. Entire star systems went dark. Communication networks collapsed. The aliens' most secure information systems became open books to human technology. Every secret, every hidden strategy, every potential defense was instantly analyzed and neutralized. The human fleet moved like a silent predator. No massive explosions, no dramatic space battles, just a cold, methodical destruction of everything the Galactic Council believed made them powerful. Emergency broadcasts from alien worlds became desperate whispers. Their most advanced military minds couldn't comprehend how humanity had developed such technology in secret. It was like watching a primitive species suddenly reveal they had been building nuclear weapons, while everyone thought they were still using sticks and stones. Sangho's tactical displays showed complete control. Green markers representing human ships consumed red markers of alien defenses with mathematical precision. The entire attack was less a war and more a systematic shutdown of an existing power structure. Complete network compromise, the AI system announced quietly. In the underground facility, no one celebrated. This was not about victory. This was about sending a message. Humanity would no longer be ignored. They would no longer be threatened. The galaxy had fundamentally changed in less than 72 hours. The Galactic Council's power structure was gone. Their military might was destroyed. Their communication networks were nothing more than scattered fragments. And this was just the beginning. Hyunwoo looked at Jae-Hak. No words were needed. They both understood what would come next. The restructuring of galactic power had begun, and humanity would be the ones holding the blueprint. The first phase was complete. The real work was about to start. The ruins of the Galactic Council chamber stood as a silent testament to humanity's power. Jae-Hak Park walked slowly between the broken holographic displays, his steps echoing through the empty hall where his daughter had been killed. Captured alien leaders sat in transparent containment fields. Their once proud bodies now looked small and broken. They had been stripped of their titles, their power, their entire civilization's authority. Humanity had reduced them to nothing more than prisoners awaiting judgment. Sang-Ho Choi stood beside Jae-Hak, reviewing the final evidence. Each alien leader would face a public trial, not for revenge but for a clear demonstration of justice. The human fleet had systematically dismantled their power, and now would dismantle their reputation. The first trial began. The Centauri representative who had ordered Yuna's execution sat silent. Holographic evidence played across massive screens. Every communication, every secret plan, every hidden conspiracy was now exposed to the entire galaxy. Hyunwoo Kim managed the technological aspects of the trials. Human AI systems had collected decades of information, breaking through every secure database. Nothing remained hidden. Every secret plot, every diplomatic manipulation was now visible. The trials were not about punishment. They were about transformation. Each revelation showed how the Galactic Council had systematically marginalized smaller species, manipulated resources, and maintained power through fear and control. Seokjin Lee worked on rebuilding the galactic communication and diplomatic infrastructure. The human approach was different. Instead of control, they proposed a new system of mutual cooperation. Species would have equal representation. No more hidden agendas. Alien species watched the trials through broadcast networks. Some felt fear, some felt hope. The entire galactic political structure was being rewritten in real time. Jayhawk spoke during the final day of trials. His voice was calm, but carried the weight of a father who had lost everything. "We are not here for revenge," he said. "We are here to create a new system, a system where no child can be killed for political gain." The human fleet remained in strategic positions, not as a threat, but as a guarantee of the new order. Their technology was so advanced that no species could challenge them, but they chose cooperation over domination. New diplomatic protocols were established. Every species would have a voice. Resources would be shared. Conflicts would be resolved through transparent negotiations. The old system of secret meetings and hidden agendas was gone. Yuna's name became a symbol, not of her death, but of the change she had unknowingly triggered. Schools across different planets would teach her story. The young diplomat whose murder had transformed galactic politics. The alien leaders who were found directly responsible for Yuna's death received their sentence. Not execution, but permanent removal from any political or military position. They would spend the rest of their lives documenting the mistakes of the old system. Humanity did not seek to replace the Galactic Council. They sought to rebuild it. With transparency, with justice, with a system that protected the weakest as much as the strongest. Technological exchanges began. Human innovations would help rebuild damaged infrastructures, but the transfer would be controlled, measured. No species would be allowed to weaponize these technologies. Sang-Ho looked at the new galactic map. The borders had changed. The power structures had been rewritten. What was once a complex network of hidden conflicts was now becoming a transparent system of mutual cooperation. Jayhawk placed a small holographic image of Yuna in the new Galactic Council chamber. A reminder, a promise, that no single life would ever be considered insignificant again. The transformation was complete. The galaxy would never be the same.